Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. Oh, this is the wrong scenes. Oh, okay, there we go. What? Anyway, so, this is probably going to be the last video for the Reave character that I'm playing in the Path of Exile closed beta. So if you want the tree for, I guess, what I'm up to right now at level 82, you can look in the description down below. Now, one thing to note, it seems a lot of people are very confused with how to use this passive tree. So I'm going to go ahead and explain it to you guys here really fast. To use a beta passive tree, you need to have a beta tree. So via a Path of Exile beta tree. I don't have a link for it. You could just type it in on Google, it'll pop up. And you have to put the link that's located in the description inside here and hit load build. And that's how the build's going to pop up. If not, it's going to pull you to the Path of Exile website, and we're not on the live, we're on the beta. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the 82 character. This is, again, one of my budget builds. It's a budget character. I'm going to go over my gear, then I'm going to run a map, then I'm going to go over my, I guess, my passive tree, and I guess end it on there. So first off, I will state that if you want to play this on a hardcore setting, you should have more gear than me. You're not going to have a lot of HP if you do. You're going to have maybe 4,500 HP. It's not a tanky character. It does get good evasion, it does get okay block chance, and it does get acrobatics, and it can get spell dodge. But it is not a tanky character, so I'm here to state that right now. And the reason why is Reave is not a melee skill. You can off-screen with Reave, and that's the purpose of it. So here we go. Relentless Fury, the same weapon I've been using. You can use a multiple of things in this weapon slot. You could choose to use something, for example, like a Soul Taker, and then drop Herald of Ash, and instead run like Grace, and then reserve all your mana. You could run something like something Lavinia's Warhammer, and it gives you area damage, radius of Reave, base life, base mana. There's also a really good one, I don't know what it's called, but it's a Scepter that gives you power charge on crit, and like the otherworldly effect, whatever it's called, that gives you like 30% damage as chaos. So there's a bunch of different options you have. It's up to you. Just know that it has to be a one-handed mace or a one-handed mace or axe, or else it will not work with a dual wield setup. And the reason why is we're utilizing our offhand to be our actual main hand. And by doing that, we are making full benefit use of ambidexterity, gaining the permanent 20% increased attack speed. So, here's our weapon that I crafted. I just rolled this character over to crit. This is not a good weapon. This is a piece of shit weapon. It has 88% IPD, 8 to 16 fizz, and 33% crit chance. That's it. It has no attack speed, it has no crit damage, and the rolls are not high at all. It is a very budget weapon. My amulet is pretty shitty. It's 9 to 20 fizz, and that's it in life. Ideally, you want crit damage and resist on it as well. Rings are pretty good. 60 life, 2 res fizz. Again, 40 life, 2 high res fizz. My 5 link is, I would actually consider it garbage. It's not like a Queen of the Forest, or a Duresso's Defiance, or a Belly of the Beast, or a Lightning Coil. Those are all much, much, much superior options to a random leather chest piece, and they'll give you a significant survivability bonus. Whether it's Belly for the 40% life, running Duresso's Defiance for free endurance charges and dodge chance, or if you're taking Lightning Coil and running Purity of Lightning with a Topaz. Queen of the Forest gives you 4 to 5 times the evasion of this chest piece. So again, this is a very budget character that I'm showing you guys. My gloves are pretty solid, 85 life, dual res, mono leech, which makes up for all the leech I need. My boots, pretty shitty. Belt, pretty shitty. And then my flask setup, you guys can see right here. So I have I think I have a map here. I have a 74 waste pool to show you guys. Now, personally, I have never died on this character in a legitimate scenario. I've died for a couple reasons on testing for stream, just to see, like, you know, how much, like, what can this build survive and whatnot. But being as this build kind of suits my playstyle, it's like hit and run. I have never actually died on the character. Okay. But I will suspect that with my current life pool and no mitigation, I would die in high-end maps. It would just take a matter of time before it would kill me. I'm lagging for some reason. I don't really know why. Do I have monitor capture? I don't. Alright, so, I do have a map right here. Waste pool. Cool, let's get this off. Let's chisel it up. And boom. No LA weakness, please. Why not? Humanoids, elemental equilibrium. Okay. I'm running Hatred and Herald of Ash. My Reave links are multi-strike, melee fizz, added fire, faster attacks Reave. Ideally you want to drop faster attacks for crit damage / conk effect. But again, I am not really interested in rolling 4 off colors. Boom. Okay, here we go, boys. Let's see how it performs. Blood Rage on. And I actually want to use, where's my Enduring Cry? There it is. Now, I will state I'm actually not capped on lightning res, so what I'm doing is actually very dangerous. But I mean, that's just life, right? I'm not really making use of a cast and damage taken curse yet, as I don't have a low-level cast and damage taken, I have a really high-level one. But like a cast and damage taken Assassin's Mark would be really nice, just like a low-level one. Alright, now we have Reave actually going here, which is really good. And with a better weapon again, I mean, you would get maybe 2 times the damage I'm doing right now. Like, legit 2, maybe even 3 times the damage. My DPS currently, it's not accurate, but it's 23k without Onslaught. With Onslaught, it's 25k. That's also not accurate, and the reason why that's not accurate is we're utilizing only our offhand to attack. We're not even using our main hand, because our main hand is not compatible with Reave. But the game doesn't understand that, so the game is factoring in both of them. And since my main hand weapon is complete trash, because it's a stat stick, it drastically lowers your damage. And again, this is a 74 map. I don't really know if you could say this is a defensive mod on the map because it's Equilibrium. I don't really know exactly how Equilibrium reacts, but most of my damage is physical anyway, so that's irrelevant. It's very important to keep up your Fortify as well. I use Fortify on my Whirling Blades, just to maximize how much damage I'm really getting off Reave. And that is definitely a big factor when it comes to this character, is since you Whirling Blades just so quickly, you really want to make sure it's up whenever it really is needed, or else you're not making use of it. And 20% mitigation is the difference between life and death easily in a scenario. This is the Summoner Exile, I believe. Wait, just arcing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Summoner Exile. Mission failed, right? Do these still explode with like minion instability? I don't know. Oh, well, we can just get off screen. My nose is so itchy. Single target is Viper Strike. I'll show you guys when I actually get to something I need to single target down. I think Viper Strike is the best option for single target. You don't really have much, as you cannot use an axe with your single target, and a lot of single target abilities as well will force you to use your main hand. Viper Strike will not do that though, because you cannot use a dagger with, or sorry, an axe with Viper Strike. Alright, here we go. Actually, I can't. There we go. It doesn't seem like it does a lot, but it adds up very quick on a fight that actually, like, they last more than 5 seconds on. So it's actually a really nice single target. The only issue with it is when it starts poking other mobs there, like she was summoning mobs and it was, you know, switching targets and whatnot. Is that a rapier? No. If I didn't go crit, I would have probably almost the same damage because I could get a weapon so much easier, and I would have about 400 extra life, if not more, with near the same damage. And that's only because I'm choosing to show you guys this build with a really shitty weapon. When you go crit, you know, it's literally all about your weapon. Everything is scaling off it. So that is definitely one thing to take note of. I would be much more tanky as a non-crit build, and the reason being is you don't have to invest like 11 to 15 points that you would normally spec into crit. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. It's somewhere around there. Whoopsies. Okay, so we're nearing the end here. Now the only reason why I have a mana pot as well is there are some times when I go for the most part the little bit of leech I have is like 0.37% mana regen, or mana leech, does keep me up. But there are times, like, now I'm not using blood magic on my whirling blades because I don't want to, and I just use a mana pot for that. It's also nice because if I'm in a party scenario and I have to fight like a corrupted blood mob, I hit very quickly, and this mana pot has 5 charges and consumes 4 of 20, which is nothing. So I can hit them no problem, even though you become immune. I can spam it as much as I want, which is pretty neat. Okay, looks like maybe one more room. And on single target, I do not have enough leech, so I do actually need the mana pot for a single target. And here we go. This should be like the last room. Oh, pretty good return there. Capo. Alright, and we are done. So that's the character. It's got a lot more potential again, but I like playing budget characters. I don't like pushing them into the extreme and whatnot. I don't know why, it's just a personal preference. So let's talk about what I swapped out now to get crit from my previous character. So first thing is, we decided to move over here, and we spec'd into Fatal Blade. Fatal Blade is pretty much required. It is one of the few reasons why you would even contemplate playing swords. Fatal Blade has 25% crit nodes, which is, it's stronger than a 20% crit node, so it's above average already. Furthermore, the notable in here is 10% increased fizz, which is shit, but 60% crit chance with swords, which is insane, and 20% multiplier for 1 point, which is insane. Then you have 2 crit multi-nodes, which are 15%, and the usual crit multi-nodes are anywhere from 8 to 10. So if you look at Scion has 10% right here. You look up here in Shadow, they're 8%, which booms into a 20%, and then over here, for example, is another 10% crit multi. So they're absolutely insane. Over here, you've got Fatal Blade. This is all just raw damage. Sorry, Brutal Blade, and Slashing Comeback as well is really good accuracy. All you need is one flat accuracy piece, like a 300, and you're sold on your character because you have so many percentages. So we've got one crit cluster here. We have another crit cluster over here, which is Twin Tears, which gives you 125% crit rate for 3 points. You've got an additional crit cluster here if you wanted it. I have to just switch the points over. I was trying to change up some routing that didn't work. And this is like a meh wheel. It's not that good. It's not bad. You get 12%. A lot of people say it's really bad. I don't think it's very bad, but it's not very good. It's 3% attack speed, which is worthless. 12% accuracy, which is okay for a point. 40% crit chance, which is like 2 nodes. And fencing, which is basically 2 nodes. So it's really not that bad. It's not too bad at all. I decided to change this routing up. I didn't want these 2 attack speed nodes anymore. They're okay, but you're basically trading like 4% attack speed for a node. Is that the way I'm working it? Basically, you save a point here. So it's like it's I don't know. It's whatever you guys want. This is an absolute must to take though. Aspect of the Panther is 16% fizz with 6% attack speed with base life and movement speed. Weapon Artistry is block chance with 20% melee fizz with dexterity. And coming this way as well, you get the block chance. So I prefer it this way instead of going like that. Again, coming in through here, you want to take all of this ASAP. Slashing Comeback is super good. It's 12% the whole way through, and then a 24% as well. Moving up, you just grab Heartseeker, you come through, and you grab like all this pretty much right here, and that's pretty much the character. I did end up dropping this Frenzy Charge. That's my next my next actually 4 points is going back into life here and here, and then picking up the frenzy charge right here. So now things you could do, like if you weren't crit, you know, the amount of points you would not have to invest into would pretty much all go into life, and you just make like a much more tanky character. You would go take like the whole Revenge of the Hunted Wheel because it's 1 point. You'd go back into Swagger because I had to drop this. Oh yeah, things I dropped, I'm sorry. You would go back into Swagger, and you'd go back into like Blade Barrier as well. And then I don't know where else you'd go. I haven't really thought that far. Furthermore, if you need Leech and you don't want to grab all of Spirit Void, all you have to do is spec 1 point and grab Mana Leech. Again, this routing is supposed to be up here, but I was messing around because people said I could save a point and they were incorrect, so you just connect all along through here like that. And you can spend 1 point at Duelist for 0.4% attack damage leached as mana. Also, another cool thing is whenever you get rid of your weapon, you can pick up Graceful Assault. So say you swap over to the Power Charge Mace, you also get Graceful Assault. So you can still keep your Onslaught and have Unholy Might, which is really cool. Holy shit, can you shut up, phone? So yeah, that's pretty much the character. And you've got your Depth Perception as well, which is pretty good for crit and accuracy. So I liked it overall. It was fun, but I don't know. It's whatever. It's not. I want something more. You know, maybe daggers would give me more, but this is just a bunch. I'm gonna fucking punch whoever's texting me. So, anyway, I'm going to catch you guys later. My next character is probably going to be a dual-wield Fizz Wander, another budget character. I will fucking shit on my phone right now if it doesn't shut up. Shut up. Oh my god! What is happening? Okay, anyway, I'm going to have to let you guys go. Clearly someone is dying on the other end. So, I will catch you guys later. I hope you guys had a wonderful time, and have a good one, everyone.